you don't mind if I just tuck you in nice and cozy there. Get you all tucked in, cozy and warm, safe and secure there. I thought maybe I could just chat to you for a little while as you tried to fall asleep. And what better way to start it off than by tucking you in all cozy and comfortable in a nice soft blanket. Just making sure you're all snug and tucked in there. Yeah, all cozy, all comfortable. Good. Of course, do make sure you actually tuck yourself in. Unfortunately, I can't do it for you. But with that out of the way, I thought I could just yap away for a little while. How does that sound? Yeah, good. Good, I'm glad. I guess before you get too sleepy and unable to respond or even comprehend what I'm saying, I want to know how your week's been going. It's been good. It's been bad. Has it been exciting? Or just plain boring? Just wanted to know how you've been. You know, what you've been up to. What's got you needing this help resting and relaxing tonight? Or do you not need it? Do you just like listening to me chat away? There's no particular reason, you just enjoy the rambles that I have for you. I know it's definitely something I like. Just having someone there talking to you as a little bit of a distraction as you try and fall asleep. Some people like having the sound of a fan or like an aircon or some sort of white noise like that. Just this constant droning sound. People find it difficult to sleep without, I guess, some sort of noise. I think I find I'm similar in a sense. I wonder if you are too. I don't necessarily need white noise, but I do like listening to like a TV show or YouTube video or something. I just like I kind of like soft talking, like what I'm doing right now. Just a quiet conversation in the background as I slowly drift off to sleep. I think even from childhood, that's something I've always liked. I used to watch, we had a VHS tape of the Bananas in Pyjamas, which might be an Australian TV TV show. I'm not too sure if it's strictly Australian, but it was definitely on TV here in Australia. But I had a VHS tape of, I can't even remember now, something to do with like the Tooth Fairy or Magic Fairy. I can't remember. But I went and watched that. We're talking when I was like 4, 5, 6, like very young age. But I would, just have that play every single night. And then as I got older, the show or movie would change. To the point now, I watch like an episode of Community or Parks and Rec or The Office or what else? For a while I was watching Adventure Time as I drifted off to sleep. Just want to have that noise of someone talking to me, or just voices. I found it really comforting, and to this day I still do. To this day I still find it really comforting. I was just wondering if maybe you had a show or a movie or something like that you liked. It was like a comfort show that you watched as you fell asleep. I'd really like to know. Maybe you could give me a recommendation, something to watch as I fall asleep. Because I know I definitely need it. I'm not actually one who watches a lot of relaxing content as I'm falling asleep. I usually will just have something random playing. I do occasionally, listen to some sort of ASMR or sometimes even just rain sounds. I have played that before whilst trying to fall asleep, go to bed for the night. I usually find myself watching that though more just before I go to bed, and then when I get into bed, on goes the episode of Community for the 16,000th time. For the 16,000th. That's really hard to say. 16,000th time. That's usually how it goes. Well, I hope you have been good lately. I know that's how I started that sentence. Not sentence. Topic, offhand, whatever it's called. Subject. I know that's how I started. Making sure your week's been good. Mine's been strange. Strange may not be the right word. Strange may not be the right word. I've had a... how do I put this? Interesting. No, I can't think of a proper word. I've had a week. Let's put it that way. Just sort of all sorts of things going on. One of the main things that's happening with me is I'm now finding out that apparently I am a British citizen, which is news to me. But it means that if I ever travel to the UK, which I'm planning to do at the end of the year, as my sister is getting married over there. But it means that if I want to enter the country, I need to get a UK passport to do so, which is frustrating because I only just got my Australian passport. So that's been frustrating to have to find out and deal with. That was one thing. Although I tell you what, a good thing, actually I had the book nearby because, well, right before I was setting up I was reading it. One good thing that happened to me this week was I got the next volume of my favourite series. I'm probably going to stop ranting about ReZero for the next 40 minutes. So I hope you're okay with that. If you're not, just close your eyes. Just close your eyes. Don't worry. Just listen to me ramble about something I'm very, very passionate about. But I got the next volume of ReZero, volume 28. I have no idea who this lady is. She's not been introduced yet to me. At least that's still where I'm at in the book. As you can see, I'm only a little bit of the way through it. But I absolutely adore ReZero. It's very clearly one of my most favourite series, and it is a actual book. It does have pictures in here somewhere. Let's find one. So it has like a single page illustrations, but then the rest of it is all words. If you didn't know what a light novel was, that's what they are. They're very short books that have illustrations on random pages. There's usually something like 5 to 10 illustrations per book. But yeah, ReZero is my favourite series. It's starting life in another world, so of course it's an isekai, which, for those who don't know anything about like stereotypical anime or manga or light novel plots, people get reincarnated into another world. Isekai, I think, literally translates to another world or in another world. Sekai means world, I believe, and then isekai, it's like one or something like that. It's like another. I can't remember specifically the translation for it. But as you can see, just all of these books up here is the first 27 volumes of ReZero, and then I have 28. So that's something good that happened this week. It came. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. There's just alright, let me explain the plot. I know I've done it before, but just in case you don't remember, or you've never ever heard me explain it before, because you've fallen asleep or something before I even get to it. The plot of ReZero is the main character, Subaru, Natsuki Subaru. He's not a delinquent, he's a neat or a shut-in, is what he is. So he doesn't go to school, he spends all his time in his room, doesn't do anything, isn't employed, lives in his, in the bedroom at his parents' house, and one night he goes out to a convenience store, and on his way out he is just immediately transported to this other world. Sort of like blinks, summons or anything like that. And the story works as a good subversion as well of typical isekai stories, because often the hero character, or the main character, will be gifted a super ability of some kind from some god that chooses them to go to this other world to fight evil, or something like that. And there's usually a scene, often they die first, usually it's like they get hit by a car or something and they die, and then they're taken to see some sort of god or goddess or something, and then they go, hey, we'll give you a second chance in life. You've just got to go defeat the Demon King in this alternate world or something like that. And we will give you this gift to make it easier on you. That's stereotypical isekai plot. But with ReZero, he doesn't die, so he's not like reincarnated. He kind of just is transported to another world, just all of a sudden like that. He's just leaving a convenience store with his chips and instant ramen. He blinks and opens his eyes, and then he's just in a street of a fantasy world where there's land dragons running across the streets and demi-humans, so part beast, part humans walking around. There's other humans and stuff, and he gets into sort of immediate hijinks because he, being a otaku or a geek or whatever you want to call it, a shut-in, he knows the stereotypical thing that happens when you get transported to another world in those stories. And so he kind of believes for a minute that he might have gone there and been given some sort of special power, but he immediately gets his butt kicked by some thugs who rob him and take all his stuff. He's saved by a knight. No, sorry, that's not true. He's not saved by a knight. He's saved by a girl. Like, that's the most important bit. I don't know how I mixed that up. Actually, it'll make sense how we mixed it up in a second. So, he's saved by a girl, Amelia. Although you don't know that at the time. Spoilers. Her name's not Amelia yet. She calls herself Stella at the start. So there's a girl who calls herself Stella, who isn't really Stella. Her name is Amelia, but she calls herself Stella at the start. Okay, alright, you with me? Are you with me? Are you understanding? There is a girl whose name is Amelia, but she calls herself Stella. Actually, that's easy. Let me grab this one. Alright, this book instead. This is a side story. So this girl rescues him. This is not volume 1, this is a side story, short stories collection, number 1. There's 13 of these. So there's 28 in the main series in English, and then there's 3 in the side story in English, but in the Japanese there's 13. Alright, let's get back to the plot. He's saved by her. She loses a pendant in the meantime, so he helps her try and find it. On their journey to try and find it, they make their way to a bar in like the slums of a town. And when they get there, they discover like a body of an old man who sort of, I believe he's like missing his arms or something like that. He's dead and bleeding out. And then all of a sudden, Subaru and Stella, or Amelia, gets stabbed and they're like bleeding out on the floor and they're both dying. And like one of the last things he does before he dies is he puts his hands on hers and he's like, I'm gonna save you, no matter what I do, I'm gonna save you. And then he gets murdered. It's just out of nowhere. But then all of a sudden he goes and is transported back in time to a specific And then, then he tries to go back and meet her because he thinks that he just got like teleported away, so he goes back to the bar. Is this interesting? Are you interested in what I'm saying at all? I don't know. I really love ReZero if it's not obvious. He runs back to the bar, dies again. Then he's in an alleyway, gets beat up by some thugs, and that's when the knight saves him. I believe. He might actually die to the thugs. He might get like stabbed or something by those thugs and dies again. He dies a lot. The whole thing of ReZero is Subaru did get an ability when he came to this world. But the ability is that every time he dies, he goes back to a very specific point in time. Kind of like a save file in a video game. And so he's able to update that save file, but he doesn't update it. It kind of auto-updates randomly. And so he kind of has like a save point that he loads back into. But the only way that he can do that is if he dies. And so the story just then ends up getting like really brutal. Because how do you increase the stakes when death isn't the end of the story for the main character? How do you make him fearful or endearing when he dies? He just goes back in time. How do you make a story like that? Well, it turns out you basically send him through hell. You make him witness the death of the people he loves over and over and over again. All so he can pursue the outcome of getting everyone out alive. Anyway, so that's kind of the plot of it. So much more happens. There's like a whole royal candidate thing. The reason Amelia calls herself Stella is because she's a half elf, half human, white haired, and there was once a witch with the same look as her. So that's kind of why I told you I wasn't gonna shut up about ReZero. I knew once I started I would just ramble on. I'm sorry about that. It is quite honestly my favourite series. The only thing that upsets me about it is that I wish I could fluently read Japanese, because there's about like 40, 50 books in the series so far, but only 28 are out in English, so I can't read what is currently happening in the story. It's quite frustrating. Maybe you have a series or something like that. Is there something that you watch? Something that you read that is just taking forever to continue? I know that if you were a Song of Ice and Fire fan, you would understand exactly how I'm feeling about things just taking forever to come out. I've not actually read any of those books because I went to read A Game of Thrones back when I first started watching the TV show Game of Thrones, and I got like 2 chapters in before realizing that the series hadn't finished yet. So I thought before I get invested, I'll put it down, wait till the next books come out and it's finished and done, and then pick it up. And now it's been 10 years since then. So, and neither book has come out. So I've been waiting for those so I can even just begin reading the series, but I can't even imagine what it's like for those of you who read the first 4. Oh, sorry, I was trying to think about how many books there are. I believe there's 4 or 5. resting. I hope you're resting. Hey, you doing okay? Falling asleep? Or am I too distracting? Just gushing about ReZero. My bloody hair keeps getting in my eye. It won't stay out of my face. You're resting. Maybe fallen asleep yet, perhaps. I can't tell. If not, it's okay. I've got more stories to tell. Stories might be the wrong word, but I've got more words to speak, more things to say. Maybe not a whole lot, but I do have some stuff. As long as that's okay with you. As long as it's alright if I just talk. I wouldn't want to disturb you. If you're resting, I wouldn't want to interrupt you getting a good night's sleep. So if it's okay with you, as long as it's okay with you, I'll just chat for a little bit more time. Yeah, that's okay. I figured it would be. Because you don't have the ability to say no. If you're asleep, I'm gonna do it anyway. And if you're awake, I'm assuming you still want me to. I've been playing a couple of video games lately. I'm sorry, I am going to talk about games now. I went from nerding out about books, now I'm going to nerd out about video games. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm a little bit of a nerd. Alright, that doesn't stop me from doing non-nerd stuff. Like going to the gym. I do go to the gym 3-4 times a week. So, I do have that going for me. I'm not just a complete nerd. I do take care of myself with my physical fitness. I'm getting really into jogging again recently, or really just running now. It's so relaxing and, I don't know, like mind clearing, I guess. All sort of exercise really is mind clearing. I don't know if that's how you would call it. It helps. It helps put your brain at ease. I know that if I've had a little bit of a rough day, just going for a quick run or relaxing. Relaxing's the wrong word. Peaceful, I guess. It's just nice. It kind of gives you something to focus on, sort of a purpose. Gives yourself a goal, and then when you beat those goals, you feel a sense of accomplishment. I know I recently hit a personal best. The deadlift. I did a deadlift, and I hit my personal best on it. So that felt good because I was lifting heavy weights, and I actually felt a lot stronger just lifting stuff. So, I'm not full nerd, is what I'm trying to say. I do stuff like that. Something else I do that's not nerd related. I can't even think. I don't go to like bars anymore. I was never much of a drinker, but I haven't had anything to drink alcohol wise since like November of last year. I had like a sip of bourbon, I think, on Christmas. That was because I was like tasting something my uncle had gotten. He got like a gift, and he was drinking it, and it was like a single barrel malt or something whiskey. It was really, really nice, I will admit, but I only had a sip of it because I didn't really care to have more. But then, yeah, before that, I think it was November or something, and I was at a wedding. I was at my cousin's wedding, and I was drinking. They kept filling up my wine glass, so I ended up having like 6 glasses of wine because I asked for one. I asked for 1 glass of wine, and for the rest of the night they just kept pouring more into it. And I was like, okay, I'm good. And they're like, oh no, yeah, have another one. So that was the last time I actually had things to drink. And then there was that sip on Christmas, and then this year I haven't had anything at all. I used to go, we have like a local pub, and I would go like once like a month back. 6, 7 years ago. Sorry. About 6 and or 7 years ago, me and my mates would like once a month go to the pub to hang out, just like catch up. That was like what we did. But that's just not something that interests me anymore, so I don't do that normie thing. What do I do? I guess I like the beach, and I like nature and hiking. Hiking's a good one. I love walking through like national park or something like that. That's always really fun. I don't get to do it as often as I like, mainly because I've got to go out of my way to go and visit one. But those are like the non-nerd things that I do, I guess. Did more likely. Alright, but let's get back to video games. Okay. I hope you don't mind. I just sat back
I've been playing a couple games recently. One I only played for a couple hours, but I'm ever so desperate to get back into it. And this might pique your interest. I know you probably know this game, but Stardew Valley, which is just a game I played for hours and hours back in 2016 when it first came out. I believe I played the original version of the game because I found out I played the version where Emily was not a suitor, like you could not romance Emily, I believe is her name, the blue-haired character. I believe she's sisters with Haley. Yeah, she wasn't like a romanceable character, and now she is, but apparently that was like one of the first updates was that, and to me that's new in my brain, is that she's a character that you can romance. But I recently, I spent a day and I just played Stardew Valley all day, and I played my original character that I had back then, and it was funny because like that first day back, all of the events that were new to the game just immediately triggered. Apparently there's like loot boxes now, like mystery boxes, and there's some like green rain or something, which was strange. And then there was also the quest board, it's like an upgraded, there's the one that was always outside Pierre's, but now there's like a new one that's outside of, is it Louis the Mayor? I can't remember his name. Louis. Outside of his house, there's like a bulletin board that's got like 2 quest options on it. And it turns out I never finished the community center in that game. I'm 1 item away from doing it, apparently. I went and looked. I never got a pomegranate. I never found a pomegranate. I don't think I have a tree, nor did I ever like buy a seed from the mystery, the card salesman lady. So there's a lot in that game that's new that I just need to explore and figure out what to do with. So I really want to get back into it, but I played for 6 hours. 6 hours the other day. And just, yeah, I forgot how much I absolutely love that game. So I really, really, really want to get back into it. And I'm debating whether I start a new save file or I just get back into it playing my old save file. I feel like playing my old save file makes more sense because I can just, like, I already have stuff. I can just do all the new things with that character. So that might be fun to do. That was my foot. Yeah, other than that, I was playing Terraria, because Terraria had a new update. I don't even, they had like tiny little features. Mostly like mounts and stuff, like you can turn into a mouse now. You can turn into a mouse in the game now, which is interesting because you're like 1 block tall. Terraria, I don't know if you know what that is. It's basically 2D Minecraft, but with a more combat focused gameplay style. That's what it is. And I don't know if I ever told you about Hytale. Did I ever talk to you about Hytale? I don't know if that's me making those bang sounds, like leaning back. move, I kept banging stuff and it was making noise. But I believe I was talking about Terraria. I was playing that recently and it was cool. I don't know, like once a year I usually get back into Terraria. It's usually when there's like a random update. Me and my mate. Oh, excuse me. Me and my mate will play that until we beat the final boss of the game, then we stop. And then I was kind of forced to buy it, and the game really irritates me sometimes. Helldivers 2. I got Helldivers 2, and that game is really, really fun, but also really, really, really frustrating. There's just so many like little things in that game that just irritate you when you're playing. Mostly I don't like the reloading mechanic, that it just gets interrupted constantly, and then and if you sometimes things happen and your weapon gets put away and then you're not reloading anymore. On higher difficulties, the game just becomes completely unfun, especially when you're versing like I don't know the names of anything, but there's like the zombie enemies. Those are just not fun to play on higher difficulties because you have no time to retreat and like reload your weapons. If you don't have things unlocked, the game is also just not cool. Which is annoying because I'm playing with my friends who are all like level 50, and there's me who's like level 4, and they're like, oh, let's do the level 7 difficulty, and I'm like, bro, I am only able to do level 2 difficulty. I can't even like request the option to play a higher difficulty, and you want me to do that? I don't have the weapons unlocked yet to make this even viable for me. So yeah, that was fun, I guess. But the game is fun. It's just, yeah, so many little irritating things. I'd just rather chill out. And play something relaxing, like Stardew Valley. Stardew Valley really is just my cozy game. Stardew Valley. I did play Animal Crossing for a while there, but I think it's the farming aspect that I preferred in Stardew. Just like having the profit thing, like the bin to get profit out of farming stuff. That was just really good. Farming is the thing I always do in every game. I like farming in Minecraft. I like farming in Stardew Valley. Any game that has like farming in it, I'm all there. Farming and fishing are the two things I just love in video games. I wish Minecraft had better fishing. I wish Minecraft was a better game, but that's besides the point. Okay. Well, I think I've rambled on far enough. I think I neglected to check in on you. I got a little lost in the source talking about what I was talking about. Well, I hope you didn't mind. I hope you didn't mind the weird rambles that I went on. I never know in the moment if what I'm saying is anything you care about. I guess the most important thing to me is that you're resting, that you're relaxed, and trying to rest. in my bed now. I've taken care of you, I believe. Chatted to you for quite a while now. So, I think it's time that I took care of myself after taking care of you. I hope you enjoyed listening to this episode. I hope you're asleep right now. I hope I was able to do that for you. Find this space and time. Be just drift off. If not, I'm sure you're smart